Find out on my baby experience with Amaya Angela as she engages in fun but yet inspiring conversations on how the small community has captivated, molded, and changed lives. Hello guys, welcome to another episode of my BB Experience, and here in my BB Experience we're giving you gist. I mean everything you want to know about the Boys Brigade, maybe even secrets, but calm down. We're not sharing any secrets today. Today our host is someone that is very dear and special to us. He is a patron of the Boys Brigade and he is Sir Oliver Nwidaa. Hello sir, how are you? How are you doing?
Very well, fine.
Well, it's so good to have you on the show. We thank God that you actually made it. Wow, so let's just go straight into this conversation. You are a patron of the Boys Brigade. So do you mind telling us how you became a patron of the Boys Brigade? Was there any resistance from your end? Because I know some persons, they'd be like, oh, I don't want to be a patron more. There is that. I have a lot on my plate. I don't want to add Boys Brigade to it. Was it like that for you? And how has it been so far?
Well, I want to thank God. I was actually approached by my then vicar, Reverend Colonel Chris Eke. He talked me into it, and some kind of resistance, like you said, was there. But with time, I got over it, and something just come naturally too.
Yeah.
And I bought into the vision and the idea, and I think is worth it. And then I became patron of the Boys Brigade by my induction into Second Element Company attached to St. Luke's Anglican Church, Akpaju. And subsequently, the same year, a few months later, I was invested as Council Ordinary Patron Element Battalion Council.
That's huge.
And well, sometime last year, precisely 18th December, God willing, and to the glory of God, I was also awarded as a co-icon of the Boys Brigade. And there we are.
Wow, your journey has been...
I think it's, for me, it's a platform that should showcase my service.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, your service has really been even rewarded by the Boys Brigade. That means you're doing a lot for the body, and we're so grateful for that. But there's this area of the Boys Brigade, or this aspect that we don't talk about so much, and is the point of, being a mentor. As a patron, you are supposed to be a mentor. There is the financial role where you get to give support to the Boys Brigade, which is very important. Every organization needs money to function. There is you appearing in enrollment services. It's a lot. It's quite a lot. And even I remember sometime last year we made our patrons to march on Independence Day celebration. So how was that for you? Did you participate in that?
Well, I came a bit late because of other. I was coming in from into the States from another zone. So as the time I got there, they already done with the march. But then I was there at the occasion.
So was it like, thank God I didn't participate, or you're like, oh, I missed out?
I missed. I actually wanted to really participate in the march past.
Yeah, I'm sure it brings back memories from when you were young.
Back days, yes.
Yes. So even going back to the mentorship, patrons are there as guides in the Boys Brigade to mentor people. It goes beyond you just being there and supporting the boys. You need to be a mentor. Talk to them, they should have access to you. So to that point, would you say you have a personal relationship with the boys in your company? And it doesn't have to be everybody. Like Jesus Christ only mentored 12 people, so you can't really mentor everyone. So do you have any personal relationship with maybe one or two, and how are you able to even establish that? That's if you have.
Okay. I think this is the crux of the matter. Being a patron, like you said, rightly put, it's more like you are a mentor to the boys and the officers. Well, from my company, Second Element Company, I have not been really close to everybody, like you said, but I know that I've been working closely with the captain and a few other officers. Like I said, the Boys Brigade is a platform And there are certain things that are paramount, like I will want to mention them because in establishing this relationship, or what I will call a platform, there's need for communication.
Okay.
And then in communication, communication is a very elaborate word. There are more to it, but I'll mention a few things, that should actually cement or strengthen the bond between the patron, or for me as a patron, and the boys.
Yes.
One of them is communication.
Okay.
I know in communication there will be visitation. Communication is just about feedback mechanism and all that. So there's also this place of visitation where you do the communication. The officers or the captains or the boys, they should also find out time to visit their patrons.
Okay.
And then by so doing, relationship is also sealed. And then to also add, from time to time, they can even make calls, messages, just to check on the patrons also. They go through a lot sometimes.
Yeah.
And 1 minute call can go a long way, to actually strengthen things. And there is this place of prayers from the patron side, also pray for the boys, the room for fellowship and all that. So it's a whole lot of things. Then another thing is commitment. I will also talk about this aspect because it's very important. The Boys Brigade, as you know very well, is a non-governmental organization and is a non-profit making organization. However, it has to grow and it has to move forward. So for the patrons who are, permit me to say, they are the financier of the Boys Brigade. So there has to be this commitment. You don't need somebody to, as a patron, for somebody to come and push you. First, even though sometimes we need such motivation, but at the bottom line of it, it should be born out of you. So talking about commitment, then your time is there. Your financial support, you mentioned, is very important. In fact, as a patron, you should know that it is one of the major, responsibilities as a patron to fund the activities of the Boys Brigade.
Interesting.
And your presence is also very important.
Yes, very, very important.
Your time, your money, and then your presence.
Yes.
I know that for us as patrons, there are a lot of things that call for our attention. But in the midst of all these things, let's try to make our time for the boys. It will also boost their morale.
So you're trying to say now that the boys in your company, some of them actually call you to say, hey, patron.
Sure. Like my captain will call me. In fact, there's really, let me not say nothing, but there are certain things he does. He will call me to find out from me. How. For instance, if he wants to come up with any program, or he will ask me, how would this be? How am I looking at it? What's my opinion about it? And then I will also give my own little opinion to it. And then to add to some of these things, the area of sponsorship. I've talked about communication, I've talked about commitment. Then there is this area of sponsorship. In this area, you can be looking at things like scholarship, where that could be a bit, from the company level, could be a bit big task to come by. But then, little things matter a lot. Are you getting? So then there is also the place of outside scholarship. You could also embark on things like little skill acquisition and all that. Presently in my company, it may not mean anything, but I actually have enrolled some of them for driving. And then as I speak with you, about 3 of them are in driving school and all that.
That's so beautiful.
Then sometimes you team up with the captain and other officers to organize some training programs and all that.
And by
even
so
for the patrons too.
Yeah, and by so doing, you're creating like a bond with the boys.
Yes, the bond is created.
Wow,
and all
that's
that.
a lot.
Yeah.
I know that some patrons might not even really be thinking about this. So this would be kind of like an eye-opener for them.
Yeah.
So for the patrons that are not really involved in having a personal relationship, are just there for, do you want money? Yeah, take. Do you want this? Some persons are like that.
Yeah,
so what do you think is the reason for that?
Well,
why are they like that?
I mentioned earlier, I think it has to be inborn, that's on the other side, and then people need to also be convinced. It's not just...
So they don't really know their role? Is that what you're trying to say?
Not really that. Not really saying they don't know their role, but some persons have other commitments. Don't rule out that fact.
That's true.
Yeah. And because of their commitment, they may not have...
They might not even remember sometimes.
Sometimes they don't even remember.
Yes.
So for us, as call it those of us who are a bit committed, sometimes we put calls across, sometimes we pay them visit. I mentioned visitation.
Yes.
Not just on the aspect of the boys, even the patrons. For those of us who let me say, we are really into this thing, we can also pay visitation to some of our co-patrons.
Just to remind them that,
just to bring them around and make them see reasons why, yes, our money is good. In fact, the money aspect is very important.
It's very important.
But our presence for the boys, with the boys, at every point in time is key.
Yeah, and you made mention of you said the boys have to call so that you create that bond, call your patrons once in a while, find out how they're doing. Then, let's say, from the area of a patron, how do they even position themselves? Say I'm a person that I like this patron, maybe the field where he's working, there is something he does that I really, really admire, and I would really want to work in his footsteps. How do I position myself and
as an officer?
As an officer too. To even get that kind of mentorship relationship with that person.
You approach the patron, and I don't think that any reasonable patron that is being approached by the boys or officers will drive any of them away.
Yeah.
And then Boys Brigade is all about grooming the boys, grooming the people, and then building them, seeing that they build them up. And don't forget, like I said, by the grace of God, for some of us, we have been into leadership, and God has been helping us. And the bane of leadership is service. Whatever you are doing in the Boys Brigade family is service, and service is to God. So if these boys approach you as a patron, I don't think you will put them through.
You should put them through. Not oh no, I'm so busy for you. All that kind of
you
thing.
Create time now. Busy. The word busy is in somebody's mind.
Yeah.
You cannot be busy always.
Yeah.
You create time. If you love a thing, you make a time for it. Yeah.
Well, that's really nice. And I'm really glad for the Boys Brigade, this whole platform giving us direct access to the patron. It's so beautiful. But then I want to ask, what do you love most about being a patron in the Boys Brigade? What's that thing that you really like most about being a patron in the Boys Brigade?
Okay. For me, first of all, I will always say that the Boys Brigade is a platform, is the forum where you reach out, where you touch lives, where you interact, where opportunities come to.
Yeah.
Are you getting it? So for me, it is a platform, and I love that.
Okay.
Is where you can actually showcase your skills. In some of the trainings, Boys Brigade trainings, people are encouraged to showcase their skills. One of the training or the camp that I had in Obiakpo Battalion Council last year, there were display of skills and all that. And then it also gives me opportunity to interact with the elderly.
Yes, that's for sure.
With the middle-aged and even the younger ones.
Wow.
So you interact, you get to learn new things. For me, I seek opportunity to learn new things every day, and then it's for me it's also opportunity. It creates exposure to diverse social environments, activities and functions. You know, in Boys Brigade, there are a lot of activities.
A lot.
So it exposes one. It will expose you. You know, there is this particular person in the Boys Brigade patron forum.
Okay.
We call him Double Chief, Sir Ellen Woke.
Interesting.
You know Sir Ellen Woke?
Mm-hmm.
With the Vice President, is it project or ceremonial now? Now, he's elderly,
okay,
but he's young at heart.
Wow,
in fact,
that's
when
so
he was
beautiful.
doing his birthday and valedictory session at the Obiakpok Battalion Council, he said his blood is blue.
Yes.
So,
yeah.
in Boys Brigade, you are exposed, you interact with the elderly, the middle-aged, and
The
even the
very
younger
young.
ones. And then, as a young man, as a patron, you are a boy at heart.
That's true.
You are a boy at heart. And then you also get to meet possibly likely old friends.
Yeah.
Let me shock you. The former national PRO,
Okay.
we call him Rabbi.
Rabbi.
By the grace of God, is contesting for House of Assembly,
Wow.
State, or House of Rep.
That's
I'm
huge.
talking about Kinsley Banichuka.
Yes, very
Yeah.
known in the Boys Brigade.
Yes. Yes, he has been SSO now.
Yes.
So we are classmates,
Wow.
secondary school classmates, and we have not seen before for a long.
Probably after secondary school.
Yes, almost about 25 years. We haven't seen before. And to the glory of God, while we are doing Element Battalion Council charter and then investigation of Council Honorary Patron, he was in the occasion. I saw him, I was like, I know this face. Wow. Incidentally, when I was handed over the color, they handed over the color to me. He was the one that gave me the color. And I was all smiles, you know.
Hey,
and he too, after the occasion, I was like, he now told me that the way I was smiling, he was also trying to recall. I said, Kinsley, now you that. Oliver.
Wow, that was very beautiful.
We are in the same class, we are classmates and all that. In the secondary school.
Wow.
So you meet old friends, and then likely you meet old friends, you make new friends, and life goes on.
Probably have even business partners from the people you meet. Yes.
You meet diverse sets of persons, and I know you.
It's just beautiful.
Once you sense of belonging and all that.
Wow, it's so nice. Before I even said meeting friends, it also came to my mind because you can't be in the Boys Brigade and not like meet people. You meet people you like,
yes.
People with the same values as you, people you like to partner with to do something great. And even going back to even the mentorship, from my own perspective, I'll say one way we can actually encourage this patron officer or boys relationship is by making the patrons to be involved even in the daily or the weekly activities yes, of the boys. I remember in my company, we actually invited one of our patrons to come and speak. She's in the health sector. So we invited her to speak on malaria to the boys. So seeing them in a less like formal way, not with the old regalia of a patron, gives you that kind of safe environment to talk to them. Because you cannot go and approach someone that is all dressed up in a function. It wouldn't make sense, right? So if we are seeing them more in an informal setting, it will give us like the boys more opportunity and courage to even talk to them.
Probably come to when programs are organized.
Yes, programs are organized, involving them. Those ones that you seem like you think they are so busy. You can just tell them that this particular day they can clear up their schedule for you and they can come to participate. Book appointment and they'll be involved. So I really think that companies should even like incorporate that in the way they handle and run their affairs of the Boys Brigade. And I just want to say something. I'm really grateful for the Boys Brigade because as a person, I'm very independent. Aside from my family and my siblings, I don't think I have any other adults in my life that I can like actually meet for advice or ask them for, any
There's a
challenge.
platform for you.
Yes, but just being the boys, it just gives me that platform.
A very big platform.
Very big platform, you said. And it's so good. I'm really, really grateful for the Boys Brigade. So do you have like any words of encouragement, advice that we can incorporate in the Boys Brigade to maintain the vision of the Boys Brigade?
Okay. Well, for me, the Boys Brigade is all about discipline, building up the boy-child ministry. The girls inclusive now.
Yeah, sure.
In the military, there is no man, there is no woman. Everybody is sir.
Yes.
So, that platform for discipline. I will also encourage the boys that when at any point in time when discipline is required, in fact, it's at all time discipline is required, that they should be submissive to discipline.
Okay.
Some persons will tend to look like discipline as a punishment
yes.
and all that. No, even God chastises. The times of chastisement, the time God begin to prune you, begin to break and make you into a better person.
That's true.
You get. So for me, let's embrace discipline. Is the hallmark, and then once you have discipline, you are coordinated and composed in the society.
Yes.
People look up to you, and then the fear of God, very important. The fear of God. Bible tells us that the fear of God is the beginning of wisdom. So if you're looking for wisdom, go fear God.
Wow. Well,
are you getting it?
Yes, I
go fear God. And God gives you wisdom. What is wisdom? Simply put, wisdom is the right way of doing things, the right application of knowledge, the right way of, using the knowledge or the facts you have to do things. That's just wisdom. And the only way to do right things is in God.
Yes.
So that's why God says, if you lack wisdom, ask. So my prayer for the boys is to always seek God and ask for wisdom. And how do you do that? Fear God.
Wow. That's so beautiful. And I do hope that everyone embraces that. The boys, everybody, the patron, embraces the discipline, just everything that will help to build the boys and move the organization to a greater level. And to that, I just wish we could continue this conversation, but then we have to go. But before we do, I'd just like to play a little game with you. Very simple game. And
I can skate through.
Yeah, it's very easy. So it's just, would you rather? I'll make a statement. Would you rather, for example, I say, would you rather eat beans or rice? So you can say, I'd rather eat beans. Just like that. Then you can give me a reason why, but just like that. It's so easy. So let's get started. So my first question is, would you rather lose your keys or your phone?
My keys?
Yes, like your key to your house.
To my house or my phone.
Or your phone.
No, I can lose my phone now. I lose my key.
Wow. For me, I think I'll prefer losing my... I think I prefer losing my key.
I can lose my phone. I'll get another one.
Wow.
But
you can lose your phone.
My key is the key to my house.
Yes.
Has my house itself has me in it. My certificate is there.
But then your phone is not very important. Like
my phone,
if somebody steals your phone, it's not
thank
as
God
before.
for technology. We are already in a digital world. This phone, the contacts I have, this one, didn't put anyone inside.
Okay.
I just got my old phone, and then I did the smart whatever, and all the contacts. In fact, as I save your contact in this phone now, is showing in this one.
Okay.
Without me adding to this one. So I cannot. The way technology is now, I doubt if I could even lose any contact.
Wow. I think I'd rather lose my key. I can just break the wall of my house. But my phone, like everything happens on your phone. And someone can actually steal your money these days by stealing your phone.
I can block that now.
Well,
once I'm aware that my phone is stolen, I'll block it.
It depends on how fast you are. So another question. Would you rather travel 100 years to the past or 100 years to the future?
There's nothing to do with the past. The past only reminds you It's always sends memories to you, good or bad. But the future begins from now. I begin to plan. So I'll go to the future.
I think I'll do the same thing because except I'm going to see Jesus Christ when he was on earth. I don't see any reason why I'll travel back to the future. I rather go I travel to the past rather. I'd rather go to the future. So I just want to appreciate everyone for staying with us through this episode. I hope you enjoyed yourself. We've come to the end of this episode, and till I come your way next time, I remain your host, Ameya Angela. Bye.
Like and subscribe to our YouTube channel today so you don't miss an upload. My PV experience, serving you a bowl of nostalgia.